Good evening. We hope everyone is staying safe and well these days. As a president and CEO of MAP International, I want to personally thank you for taking the time to tune into our Bid for Global Health event tonight. At MAP, our primary goal is to bring life-saving medicines and health supplies to millions of people around the world. Your support and participation tonight helps us to achieve that goal. This fiscal year, we were able to help almost 21 million people by providing life-saving medicines and health supplies. We are very proud of the number, but the fact is there is an estimated 2 billion people, that's almost 1/4 of the world's population, that live without access to medicines they desperately need. And with the pandemic upon us, we know that there are many, many more people that need our help. I hope that you enjoy hearing about all the exciting auction items this evening. And now, please give a warm welcome to our host and auctioneer, Mr. College Football, Tony Barnhart.
Thank you so much, Steve. Let me tell you, it is a privilege. It is an honor to be a part of this event where we learn more about MAP and the life-saving work that they do. Folks, here's what we're going to do tonight. We're going to raise a lot of money to help a whole lot of people, and we're going to auction off some amazing items. We're going to look forward to that. But the first thing I got to ask you is, do you know how to bid? Well, I'm going to teach you. It's really, really easy, because your phone or your computer is going to be your bidding paddle. You're not going to wave a paddle in the air. You're going to do it all on your phone or on your computer. And here's how you start. If you have an iPhone or an Android, you can download the HandBid app, HANDBID, HandBid app. You can get it from the Apple Tunes App Store, or you can get it from the Google Play Store. So that's what you do first. Now, when you open up the app, it's going to ask you a question, and we strongly recommend when it says accept notifications from this app, you say, yes, I'm going to do that, because here's what happens. You're going to get notifications, and when you'll get push notifications telling you you've been outbid. So you need to accept those during the auction. That will be a great help to you. Now that you've done that, you need to create an account. From the app home screen, you tap the Get Started button and complete the form. This is important. Use your cell phone number when it asks for it. This is important because the notifications of what's going on with your bid is going to be sent that way. Then tap Next. HandBid will give you a 5-digit code. When you tap Next, enter this code to log in. And once you log in, you'll get a menu of options. Select Bid for Global Health. Bid for Global Health from the list of auctions, and then you just start bidding. Now, say you don't have a smartphone, it's no problem. You can access through a link that you see on the screen below, and you can access the link there. Once you are on the site, click where it says register and fill out all the information, and then you are ready to start bidding. Now, while you're getting ready for the bid, let's learn a little bit about MAP International.
The World Health Organization estimates there are 2 billion people in the world. That's 1/4 of the world population. They do not have access to life-saving medicines.
There are people dying every day where that death could have been prevented.
You just simply have to say that's not right. We're going to do something to change it.
When we were faced with a deadly Ebola virus, we came face to face with what it is to have a health system that was not really prepared for an international epidemic of that sort.
MAP International represents people coming together in America and elsewhere to get pharmaceuticals that could be of use somewhere else and efficiently transport them to where they're really needed.
MAP's been around for 65 years, and we're able to do this work very efficiently. We have just 40 employees at MAP, and we help well over 10 million people each year.
Our partners are working on the ground day in and day out in countries like Haiti and Guatemala, for example, and Dominican Republic, Puerto Rico. And when disaster strikes, we reach out to those same partners.
we went to the only level 1 trauma center in the entire nation of Haiti. And they just kept saying over and over, MAP medicines are more valuable to us than gold.
These clinicians and hospital workers said if MAP was not providing them with medicines, they would not have medicines to treat their people.
In Ghana, they want the good quality medicines because they know it works, and word's gotten around.
We ship to over 100 countries around the world every year. There are people in the world that really need the services that we provide.
They've done a magnificent job, and one of the stories I often tell is how with Ebola in 2014, they were the first ones to respond with protection suits. This is an organization you can be proud of.
That's why I ask you to join us in this noble cause of helping people get access to life-saving medicines, the medicines you and I take for granted when we get sick. Thank you for joining us in this cause at MAP.
I'm Jim Barfoot, the board chair of MAP, and it is a great honor to be part of this special evening. This is a significant moment in the history of this organization. This is a time in history where MAP's help is needed to protect and serve during a global pandemic. That being said, my wife and I want to start this evening with a pledge of $2,000. With our world facing such challenging times, it brings us comfort knowing that our dollars will give MAP the support it needs to bring medicines and health supplies to people around the world. We hope that you will too join us in pledging tonight. Whatever it might be, every dollar adds up. Every dollar helps to save lives. We won't forget the hardship that our world is facing today, and we most certainly won't forget what we did as individuals to do our part and give back. Thank you.
And thank you, Jim. Wow, what a powerful message. And thank you so much for getting our program started tonight with a very, very generous pledge. We appreciate that. You know, when we start talking about numbers, people get lost. But let me share some of these numbers with you to put your donations, your gifts to MAP and how they are so beneficial. For example, did you know that for every $1 that you donate, we at MAP can create $84 worth of life-saving medicine. Now let's break that out a little bit further. So if it's $1 creates $84 of medicine, that means $100 creates $8,400 of medicine. $500 creates $42,000 in medicine, and $1,000 will create $84,000 of life-saving medicine. You heard that. $1,000 turns into $84,000 when you put it into MAP's hands. Now, that said, you want to know exactly where your money's going, what it's going to be doing, the help it's going to do. Let me give you some examples. For example, let's start with $10. For $10, it funds one disaster health kit. Now, what's a disaster health kit, you ask? It is MAP's signature health kit that will support one person living in a shelter for an entire week. That kit provides antiseptic wipes, soaps, toothbrush, toothpaste, and all the basic supplies that you need to avoid secondary illnesses. So one $10 contribution helps somebody for an entire week in a shelter. Let's talk about antibiotics for children. All right. Antibiotics for children for $30, just $30, you can provide a course of antibiotics to treat as many as 10 children from suffering from life-threatening infections. And this is going through MAP's Bringing Children Healthcare program. So think about that. $30 helps 10 children with all the antibiotics they may need. Now, if you want to think bigger, let me lay something big on you. If you're feeling particularly generous tonight, $15,000 will fund what MAP calls an interagency emergency health kit. Now, what is that? it starts with 2 4x4 pallets of medicines, supplies, equipment. And this, folks, is for large-scale emergencies. MAP used one of these, for example, in August. After there was an explosion in Lebanon, it killed hundreds, wounded more than 6,000, left 300,000 people homeless. One of these kits, at $1,500, one of these kits can help 10,000 people for 90 days for $15,000. Now, think about that. Now, here's something else you need to know. MAP has 3 main areas of focus. Of course, there's the immediate COVID-19 relief that everybody deals with every day. They're all over the world dealing with the COVID-19 response. The ongoing delivering of medicines and health supplies to people around the world. That's a cornerstone of what MAP does. And there's the saving the lives of babies, the most important thing of all, who die from simply having diarrhea and not having the medicine to treat it. Did you know, and I didn't know this until Steve told me, did you know that the leading killer of babies 5 and under is diarrhea that could be treated by antibiotics and other drugs? Folks, that should not be happening in today's world. And MAP is an organization that targets need and addresses it. Ladies and gentlemen, if you would take a minute with me, I want you to watch a video, because this video puts a human face on the real need that is out there. It explains why MAP's works is so crucial in every corner of the world. Please watch this video with me.
This is a big blessing. I am very grateful with you all. And I heard about this clinic. I did not know what to do with my boy. I had him at the house for 3 days with fever, and I did not know what to do. I am divorced and by myself. Everything got so complicated, but thanks God I came and the doctor assisted us right away. Thanks for the medication. Today he's back on his feet. Please continue to help. Please continue to help our children and families. We are in so much need, and this is a big help.
Wow, that story just absolutely tells it all. It puts a face on a human being, a little boy who was helped by your generosity. Now, folks, I want to share something else with you. We're going to bid. We're getting ready to talk about some items up for bid, but I want to let you know that if you don't see anything on the bid items that sort of interest you, you can give a direct gift to MAP through the hand bid site. A direct gift, and you'll have a number of options when you do that that you can sort of direct where the money goes. Do you want to help people like young Joseph, as you saw in the last video, get some life-saving antibiotics? There are options you can help on the COVID-19 relief fund. Understand that in the past 7 months alone, MAP has responded to the COVID-19 crisis by providing partners with more than 160 shipments of medical supplies. It's masks, it's gloves, it's coveralls, it's all the things that are necessary in the COVID-19 fight. Now, these shipments have been sent to organizations all over the world, including China, the Philippines, Honduras, Haiti, and certainly throughout the United States. And now, in addition to the COVID crisis, to the global pandemic, we've had a hurricane season that has been very, very difficult. The point in all of this is what I'm going to say, is that because of these things, the need is greater than it's ever been, and MAP needs your help more than they ever have. One other thing, if you give a direct gift, anyone who donates more than $100 will receive a signed book by President Steve Sterling entitled The Crunch of Success. The Crunch of Success. Okay, now it's time to have some fun. Let's have some fun. We're going to take a look at our auction items. I wish I had all night to tell you all about their 10 items. I wish I had all night to tell you about them, but I'm going to give you just a little snapshot of each one, and then you can go bid if you're so inclined. Let's go with auction item number 1. We're going to start with a 3-bedroom beachfront condo, a week-long stay in Myrtle Beach. Who couldn't use a getaway at the beach right now? Week-long stay, 3-bedroom beachfront condo at Myrtle Beach. The trip is valued at about $4,000, but right now the starting bid on this trip at the beach is $1,200. So go for it, okay? Item number 2. It's an authentic NFL mini helmet of the Atlanta Falcons signed by the starting quarterback, Matt Ryan. Now, yes, it's been a difficult year for the Falcons, but they're going to bounce back. And Matt Ryan was generous enough to sign this for Matt. If you got an Atlanta Falcons fan on your Christmas list and know somebody who would like this, this would be a perfect Christmas gift. Again, the helmet is valued at about $200, signed by Matt Ryan himself. Item number 2. Item number 3. What about a round of golf at the Atlanta Athletic Club? I love this course. I've done a bunch of events there. It is just absolutely extraordinary. This is a round of golf for 2 at the famed Highlands course. There are 3 courses there. Highlands is by far, I think, the best. And you'll be playing with a member, Dennis Patterson. Did you know that you cannot get on to the Atlanta Athletic Club course unless you are a member or you're playing with a member? So this is a rare opportunity. So check it out. A round of golf at the Atlanta Athletic Club. Item number 4. You want another quick getaway? We've got a real deal for you right here. A 2-night stay, 2 nights at Gum Mountain, G-U-M Mountain, in beautiful Young Harris, Georgia, just 2 hours away. And get this, you and 14 of your friends or family members or your pandemic coronavirus group, you can go to this beautiful place on 18 acres. Think about having your morning coffee, looking over the mountains. It's just an extraordinary place. The package is valued at $500, but the starting bid right now, if you get on, is $150. And here's the kicker. This is open for any season, so you can do it any time of year that you want. Item number 5. All right, Georgia Bulldog fans, get ready. What we have here is a original painting of Steve Penley. Steve Penley, the great artist who has art all over the place. He's in the College Football Hall of Fame. It's an exclusive copy of a painting of Dooley Field at Sanford Stadium. Now, the print is not only signed by Steve Penley himself, it's also signed by Coach Vince Dooley. Coach Dooley donated this to this auction from his personal collection, and we'll start the bidding on that for $100. If you're a Georgia Bulldog fan or have a Georgia Bulldog fan in your family and friends, trust me, this is something they will want to have on that wall. That is item number 5. Item number 6. Folks, this is one of my favorite places, a 2-night stay at the incredible King and Prince Resort on St. Simon's Island. My wife and I stayed there a couple of years ago when we attended a wedding. And whenever we go there, we don't feel like we're in the state of Georgia anymore. We feel like we're in the Caribbean. The luxury is incredible. The ocean, the beach, the spa, it's all there. Again, a 2-night stay. This is listed as $912 value, which is an absolute bargain for what you get out of it. So check out item number 6. Now, for you foodies out there, I know all of you at some point have eaten at one of the Buckhead Life restaurants. You know these restaurants: Atlanta Fish Market, Buckhead Diner, Chops, many, many more. What we have is a gift card for $470 that is redeemable at any of the Buckhead Life restaurants. It's great to have for yourself when you have a weekend, you don't know what you're going to do for dinner, a family gathering, to give it as a gift to somebody else. $470. Go online and bid for that. That's a nice gift to have and a nice gift to be able to give somebody else. Auction number 8. Say you want a staycation. You don't want to go very far. You don't want to stay gone, but you do want to get away from the house. We have a one-night stay at the Hotel Avalon in Alpharetta. Just a beautiful, beautiful property. And you will get a chance to experience what they call elevated Southern cuisine at South City Kitchen. Makes the perfect getaway. And this price is a steal. It's listed right now for $205. So check it out. Item number 9. So do you miss going to concerts? Well, I know I do. And I don't know when we're going to get a chance to go back to an indoor concert. But what about having a concert at your own house? Well, here's the opportunity right here. John Burke is a Grammy Award nominee, and he will come to your house, piano and saxophone, to do a live jazz concert at your house. Now think about this. What if you had a dinner party, and for the entertainment that night, instead of playing music, you had your own live music in-house? That's what this is all about. The bid on this, the value of this is set at $350. This is something you'll want to look into because you know your friends would be impressed. That is item number 9. And finally, item number 10. Folks, I love this item. This is absolutely incredible. Have you ever been to Camden County, Georgia? So what's in Camden County, Georgia, you're going to ask me? Well, this last auction item I'm going to share is an exciting weekend in Camden County. Now think about this. This is incredible. On this trip, you will take an exclusive private tour of Spaceport Camden, which is strategically positioned to be one of the most important commercial spaceports in the U.S. They do not give out public tours. This will be a private tour that nobody else can do. In addition to the private tour of the space port, you'll get 2 rounds of golf at Osprey Cove, a ferry ride to Cumberland Island, dinner at Lang's Marina Restaurant on the St. Mary's River, and a restful night at the Spencer House Bed and Breakfast. This package right here is for all of you who are adventure lovers and want to do something that's completely different. And the fact that this is a private tour of the spaceport is something that you're going to be talking about for a long time to come. Now, those are the 10 items. There's a lot more out there to bid on, so check them out. And don't forget to get your bid in. Now, while you do all that, while you're looking at the bids, take a look at this video. It is a deeper look at what goes on at MAP headquarters.
Critically needed medicines are getting to those who don't have access. MAP International's Global Distribution Center was made for this. Today, MAP's Global Distribution Center in Brunswick, Georgia, is the hub for carrying out our mission. Our modern, climate-controlled, environmentally responsible 40,000 square foot facility supports a capacity of over 3,000 pallet spaces across 6 tiers. When our relief partners see MAP's distinctive blue wrap, they know they are receiving the highest quality, World Health Organization approved medicines and health supplies to serve a world in need. By focusing on our unique approach to getting medicines and health supplies to where they're needed most, MAP International is having an amazing global impact.
Now, MAP has supporters from all over the world. Some of the neatest people you will ever meet have learned about MAP and learned to support it. And this is another person right now who's been incredibly supportive of MAP and its efforts. So it is an honor for me to introduce a longtime supporter of MAP. Please welcome Ambassador Andrew J. Young.
This is a year when everyone should be aware of the fact that there's no disease that's simply local, and that there's an emergence of new viruses and bacteria all over the world as humankind begins to have more and more population spreading. We're cutting down a lot of the trees so that there's more interaction with animals. And I'm afraid that we're going to have probably more challenges from viruses and bacteria in the future. What MAP has done is actually get involved with the whole world. It's important to understand that it's not only one nation under God, indivisible. It's almost one world under God, indivisible. And MAP has lived by that faith and worked by that faith. We really need you to support and to help us wherever there is need. It's not a matter of geography, and to those to whom much has been given, of them will much be required. The harvest is great, and the laborers are few, and we hope that you will join us as one of the laborers in this harvest of need.
The harvest is great, but the laborers are few. Inspirational words from Andrew J. Young. Thank you, Mr. Ambassador. We do appreciate it. Before we go on and I introduce you to our next guest, I want to take a few minutes here, just a few minutes to go back over the items that we talked about that are up for bid that you can go on and bid right now. Remember the Myrtle Beach vacation, the week-long stay, the NFL mini helmet signed by Matt Ryan, round of golf at the Atlanta Athletic Club, the Gum Mountain Getaway for 15 people, Steve Penley and his Art of Dooley Field signed by Steve and Coach Dooley, the King and Prince 2 nights at one of the great resorts in the world, the Buckhead Life Card for $470. Check that out. A night stay at the Avalon in Alpharetta and some great Southern cuisine. John Burke, the jazz musician, will come to your home and have your own concert. And of course, the Spaceport in Camden County. Let's take a look at where we are right now as we look to our next guest. All right. Thank you for all of your support. We do appreciate it. All right. I want to take a minute now to introduce a very special couple. I have known Coach Vince Dooley and Barbara Dooley since I was an undergrad at the University of Georgia. That's many more years than I would like to admit. They are special, special people, and they have fallen in love with the work that Steve and MAP are doing. Several years ago, 5 years ago exactly, we were with my wife and I, Maria, with Steve and Coach Dooley and Barbara in Honduras for a very special event where a soccer field was dedicated in Coach Dooley's name. I'm going to tell you a funny little story about that trip to Honduras. And it's this. When we got there, Maria and I got there, Coach Dooley and Barbara had been there all week, and they had been pouring concrete footings to build a bridge over the highway that separates the two schools that HOI supports in the Agulta Valley. I talked to some of the young people who were maybe a third of his age or less. Coach Dooley just turned 87, and he said they told me they could not keep up with Coach Dooley and his work ethic, and I thought that was absolutely amazing. So now it is my privilege and my honor to introduce two friends, two great supporters of MAP. Welcome, Coach Vince Dooley and Barbara Dooley.
Well, this is Vince and that's Barbara Dooley, and this is a special time for us because it brings back some great memories of Honduras, and particularly our wedding anniversary there.
Yeah, who would have ever thought we'd be spending our 58th wedding anniversary in bunk beds across the way from each other But what a fun event it was. It was so special. Helicopters were coming, bands were playing. Wow.
The president was there.
Of Honduras.
And of all of his guards, and all the flags were flying, and the children were excited. But what was very special is that our friend Steve Sterling and his wife were there.
Soki.
To make a presentation.
Yeah.
The 60th, if you can imagine, 60th million value of medication that was presented to Honduras Outreach and to the medical center there for the children. And that's what the mission is all about. And they've been doing that now for several years. And this organization, a nonprofit, has been doing it for 60 years. And for them to be there and get to meet them and be with them was very, very special.
And for us to be with you tonight is very special too.
God bless you, and thanks for what you're doing, Steve and Suki.
Thank you so much, Coach Vince and Barbara Dooley. Thank you for your kind remarks. Thank you for your support for MAP International. I remember when we were together in Honduras a few years ago when MAP delivered our symbolic $5 billion gift in kind to the President and First Lady of Honduras. On that same trip, the village named the football field after you, a much well-deserved recognition. Thanks again, Tony Barnard, for hosting this wonderful event. You did a great job. I also want to thank Jim Barford, our board chair, for his support tonight. Thank you for everyone tuning in. You are the reason MAP is able to do the good work that we do in saving lives. We appreciate your support, and we hope you will continue to join our mission and make a difference in communities around the world. Thank you very much, and have a good evening.
All right, before we move on, let's take another look at where we stand. Remember, there are these 10 auction items up for bid. The Myrtle Beach vacation, a stay of the King and Prince, the Buckhead Life Card, John Burke coming to your house. There are just many, many things to bid on and give donations, and we do appreciate everything that you've done. Folks, let me get a little personal for just a second. Listening to Steve and listening to Vince and Barbara Dooley and watching the videos, it really, what we've done tonight really makes you realize how much we take for granted. We take for granted that when we need medicine, we may need an antibiotic, our doctor prescribes it, or we need some blood pressure medicine or any kind of medicine. We sort of take it for granted that we can just go down to the drugstore and pick it up and it's available for us. And that is something that they can't say in the rest of the world. So I guess we're all thankful that MAP is doing what they do for people, so people of the world can be given that same kind of opportunity that we have to get the drugs that we need. As we've seen today, viruses travel, they can spread around the world. But you know what? If the viruses can spread around the world, then so should the medicine. Now, those of you who know MAP know that each year MAP hosts the big Bill Foege Global Health Awards Gala in recognition of leaders and organizations who contribute significant advancements in global health. Now, due to the pandemic and MAP's unprecedented response to this worldwide emergency, this year's award ceremony was canceled so that the funds could go directly to the fight to spread COVID-19. So please join me in recognizing this year's award honorees, the 2020 sponsors, and hearing about this special annual event.
The MAP International Bill Foege Awards recognizes global health leaders. This year, the awards go to Dr. Liz Sullivan, Dr. Paul Farmer, who runs Partners in Health, and David Abney and UPS. Our decision as a committee, in concert with our sponsors, was to cancel the event so that we could repurpose all of the funds to actually respond to COVID. By canceling this event, we're helping those on the front line.
MAP International is a very important organization to address this pandemic that we're in now. They have provided more than 3 million of the masks, the N95 masks, to not only China, but other countries. They have also distributed more than 10,000 here in Georgia.
As a testimony to that, all of the major donors have dedicated their funds to the coronavirus and the response that MAP International is leading in that regard. What better tribute than the fact that the donors are dedicating these funds to this cause?
Very, very impressive. And thank you for that video. I also want to give some thanks, additional leadership and support of event chairs, Liz Blake and Stephanie Blank, and to all the host committee members this year. Your support has been absolutely incredible. Well, everybody, it looks like our time together is up. Family and friends, I want to thank you again for your support this evening. Remember that we're going to keep the auction up until Monday at midnight. Monday at midnight. For those who are just now getting on and learn about this. And also remember this, you can go back to the Handbid website, HANDBID, the Handbid website to make a direct donation. Folks, we know the need is great, and we thank you so much for being with us to address this incredible need and the incredible work by MAP. Thank you all. We hope to see you soon. Stay safe. And good night.